Welcome back guys to the Jack Vegan channel. We got a lot to cover in this ultimate guide. Wasting no time, straight into it, let's teach you how to front lever. Firstly, the prerequisites. Before you start training for the front lever, make sure you can do 10 scapular pull-ups, 15 to 20 knee raises with strict form, no swinging, and 6 to 8 skin the cats in one set. Now let's get on to the interesting stuff, the form. So what no one else is saying on YouTube is when you're learning the front lever, it really depends on whether you're learning it on a high bar or on a low bar. First, let's go through the form you should be aiming for if you're learning the front lever on a high bar. Learning the front lever on a high bar is harder than a low bar because we're starting in a hanging position and need to straight arm pull ourselves up into that front lever position. This means we need more relative strength to do so. To learn the front lever with perfect form on the high bar, you want to grab the bar with your hands shoulder width apart. Next, what you want to do is depress your scapula. If you don't know what the scapula are, basically this is just your shoulder blades, and sometimes people use this term interchangeably with the muscles surrounding the shoulder blades. Yeah, well, why don't people just use shoulder blades? Anyway, by depressing your scapula, you're going to push yourself up. This means your shoulders are no longer going to be shrugged up by your ears. Instead, they're going to be down and depressed, and you're now going to be in an active hang. Now you want to start performing a scapular pull-up. So to do this, imagine pulling the bar downwards with straight arms towards the floor, as you can see me demonstrating here with a little broom. So you want to do this, and while you do this, you want to retract your scapula. So start bringing your shoulder blades backwards, as you can see me demonstrating as well. So by doing the scapular pull-up, you're going to start raising your body upwards. So now just a little recap, we should have straight arms, our shoulder blades should be back and down, retracted while we're doing a scapular pull-up, which is now starting to raise our body. While contracting your abs, squeezing your glutes by imagining doing a hip thrust, and then contracting your quads and pointing your toes, you're going to keep tension throughout your lower body. So as you do the scapular pull-up, you'll have the strength, due to learning all these progressions I'm about to teach you, to lift yourself up in a straight line. And then there should be a straight line from your shoulders to your hip to your feet. Once you've lifted yourself up high enough, parallel to the floor, you then hold this for time. All throughout this hold, keeping your scapula depressed and retracted as much as you can with straight arms. If you don't have straight arms, it doesn't count as a strict front lever. Now let's learn the form of how to enter into the front lever on a low bar. This way is easier because you start above the bar and lower down into the front lever. And we know we have a mechanical advantage in a lot of movements where we're doing the negative. So instead of pulling up, we're lowering down, and we're a lot stronger doing this. So if you're a complete beginner, I would recommend learning the front lever on a low bar, but of course we want to be balanced calisthenics athletes, so I would suggest learning on both once you start getting used to the front lever form. If you've only got a high bar, you can use a chair or muscle up, so you start on top of the bar and then now you can lower down into the front lever as if you were using a low bar. Now that you're above the bar, have your hands shoulder width apart or maybe slightly closer if that's more comfortable, and get your hands in a false grip. A false grip means instead of grabbing the bar, normally you have your hands and wrists wrapped more around the bar. So this means when lowering down, your arms are slightly closer to the bar, making the movement easier, as well as you're getting a lot more leverage to hold and use your lats to hold you in place when in the front lever form. You can do this false grip on the high bar as well, and especially on rings. All that's left to do now is to drop down, extending your arms slowly until they're perfectly straight. Then the rest of the front lever form is the same as the higher bar, and then just hold this for time. So guys, wasting no time, I know you want to know exactly how to learn the front lever, not just the form, and learn it the jacked athlete way. So the first progression is, of course, the tuck front lever. So guys, this progression isn't too complicated to explain, so I won't spend too much time on it. If you're on a high bar, you then want to grab the bar and then tuck your knees up as if you're doing a knee raise. You then want to start doing a skin the cat, but then hold it when your hips hit the same line as your shoulders, and then hold this for time, making sure to push through the bar and keep your arms straight. That's the two most important things to think about in this progression. And likewise, with learning on the low bar, you want to let yourself down from the top of the bar, straightening out your arms until they're completely straight, and then stopping when your hips are in line with your shoulders, staying in that compact ball position, and this is the tuck front lever. So another thing people aren't mentioning on YouTube is time under tension is everything when learning these skills. So if you're only holding this progression or whatever progression you're on for only 2 to 3 seconds and then you're going on a rest, that's not how you should be learning these skills. You want to increase the time under tension so you're getting about 20 to 30 seconds plus of time under tension. So once you do your set of whatever progression you're on, so in this case we're on the tuck front lever, once you do that, you're going to get your secret weapon, which is resistance bands. So you want to use this resistance band when learning all progressions, not just the tuck front lever. So once you've done your set of non-assisted holds, then you want to grab your resistance band straight after, loop it around your thumbs, have it around your back like where I'm showing you now for the tuck front lever, and slightly lower for harder progressions, and then you want to grab the bar and let the band assist you, and now you can hold the next progression and hold that for time. So now you're getting that muscle memory, getting used to activating and firing the right muscles for the harder progression before you're even there yet, and you're getting more time under tension. That's going to carry over for the progression that you're at. So you're going to get stronger without a band, and you're getting stronger for the next progression. So this is what we call progressive overload. To start working on the next progression, achieve a hold of the tuck front lever for 15 to 20 seconds. The second progression for learning the front lever is the advanced tuck front lever. To do the advanced tuck front lever, entry into this move is the same as the tuck front lever. So you're just pulling yourself up in a ball on the high bar, and then you're dropping yourself down in a ball on a low bar. Once our arms are straight in this progression, we're going to open up our knees and our hips slightly until our upper thigh and our torso make a 90-degree angle. This is going to actually make our back flat and parallel to the floor, as you can see. So this is the main difference between the tuck front lever and the advanced tuck front lever, which is the knee position and the back being flat. You could also increase your time of attention by doing a drop set. So after your hold of the advanced tuck front lever, before you drop, you go and tuck your knees inwards and hold the tuck front lever. Because this is mechanically easier on your body, you'll be able to hold it for longer despite reaching failure on the advanced tuck front lever. You can still hold the tuck front lever and increase that time under tension. And this is how you're going to progressively overload and get stronger in the advanced tuck front lever until you can move on to the next progression. On that note, to start working on the next progression after the advanced tuck front lever, you need to be able to hold the advanced tuck front lever for at least 15 seconds. Now I'm so sick of this. When I was learning the front lever, so many guides on YouTube were saying, oh, once you've learned the advanced tuck front lever, just go into a straddle front lever and hold that. But guys, damn, if you've ever tried to hold a straddle front lever after just completing the advanced tuck front lever, you'll realize it's a massive jump. So guys, in this guide, I'm giving you a progression to put in between that. So after the tuck front lever, you're going to do a progression called the frog front lever. So if you're struggling to move on from the advanced tuck front lever, use this progression. So all you're going to do in this progression is you're going to open up your legs by pulling them apart slightly so they're no longer going to be touching, and then you're going to extend them a tiny bit more than the advanced tuck front lever. So now you're in the frog front lever. So this movement will boost your progression to the front lever if you've been struggling before. And don't forget, use those resistance bands. To start working on the next progression, achieve a hold of at least 15 seconds. So now we're so close to having that full front lever, but we've got more work to do. There's one or two more progressions that we need to go over, and the next one, well, you can choose which one you prefer, and that is the single leg front lever and the straddle front lever. Firstly, let's go over the straddle front lever. So to do the straddle front lever, what we're going to do is we're going to drop down from the bar. We're going to go from that tuck to the advanced tuck to the frog front lever, opening up our hips, keeping this good position, and then we're going to extend our leg. Once you start getting comfortable with the pike straddle and can hold it for around 10 seconds, start working on squeezing your glutes even harder, making sure to hip thrust them up, bringing your legs down until you reach that straight line. So work on this over a couple of weeks, bringing your legs down each session, getting stronger in that position until you reach the full straddle front lever. However, before we move on, we still have the single leg front lever to go over. Personally, I much prefer the single leg front lever over the straddle, but everyone's different. Some people like the straddle more. So try both, see what you like, and even better, just learn both. So this progression is pretty self-explanatory. We're going to drop down again until our arms are straight. Again, our scapula retracted and depressed, and then we're going to go through the progressions until we hit the advanced tuck front lever, and then we're going to extend one leg outwards as if that leg is doing a full front lever while the other is still in an advanced tuck. Make sure you're switching on what leg is extended and what leg is tucked in, because you don't want any imbalances in your glutes, and make sure your body's in a straight line as you hold this progression. Don't forget you can use a band to progressively overload and do harder progressions. That's going to help with this one if you're stuck on it, and then you can also do drop sets of the easier progressions, and that's going to help if you're also stuck on this. For both the straddle and single leg front lever, be able to hold for around 10 seconds at least least before moving on to the next progression. So after being able to hold the single leg front lever and the straddle, and being able to do the assisted full front lever with a light resistance band, you should be able to hold the full front lever for at least a couple seconds, and then you can work on this from there. But congrats, you've done it. You've learnt the full front lever. Wait though, don't leave yet, because there is one progression I didn't mention, and this is an ultimate guide, so I'm gonna cover all bases here. I'm gonna leave no stone unturned, and that progression is the half lay front lever. So if you're having trouble between the straddle front lever or the single leg front lever and the full front lever, then you can try doing the half lay front lever. As you can see on the screen, you usually can only do this on a high bar, because if you do it on a low bar, your feet might hit the floor, you can't get in the correct position. So only really applicable on the high bar. But if you're having trouble, try this progression out. It might get you that little bit closer to the full front lever. But guys, you know, in these ultimate guides, we always go through the common problems, why you have these problems, and how to fix them using actual solutions. But you're gonna have to wait till part 2 of this ultimate guide before we get there. Until then, click this video, because if you're just starting your front lever journey, this video is gonna help you get on the right track.